as me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm flowing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. Here come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow, why you punch me in my face? Stay in your place, play your position. Here come my intuition. Go in this nigga pocket, rob him while his friends watch it, and hoes clock it. Here comes respect. His crew's your crew, or they might be next. Look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them. I stole with them, I mean loyalty. Niggas bought me milks at lunch. The milks with chocolate, the cookies, butter crunch, 88. Long as I got stuff for most of them soft. Even when I was wrong, I got my point across. They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus I'm fucking bitches ain't my homegirls now. Start stacking, dabbled in crack, gun packing. Nickname Medina, made the scenes, took my Ninas. From gym class to English, pass off for global. The only nigga with a mobile. Can't you see like total? Getting larger in waist and taste. Ain't no telling where this felon is heading. Just in case, keep a shell at the tip of your melon. Clear the space. Your brain was a terrible thing to waste. Realizing to master enterprise and I ain't have to be in school by 10. I then began to encounter with my counterparts on how to burn the block apart. Break it down into sections. Drugs by these selections. Some use pipes, others use injections. Syringe sold separately. Frank the deputy, quick to grab my Smith & Wesson like my dick was missing. To protect my position, my corner, my layer. While we out here, say the hustler's prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Motherfucker. 88. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Nigga never been as broke as me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm flowing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. Here come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow, why you punch me me in my face, stay in your place, play your position, become my intuition. Go in this nigga pocket, rob him while his friends watch it, and hoes clock it. Here comes respect. His crew's your crew, or they might be next. Look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them. I stole with them, I mean loyalty. Niggas bought me milks at lunch, the milks with chocolate, the cookies, butter crunch, 80 long as I got stuff for most of them soft. Even when I was wrong, I got my point across. They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus I'm fucking bitches ain't my homegirls now. Start stacking, dabbled in crack, gun packing. Nickname Medina, made the scenes, took my Ninas. From gym class to in-glass, pass off for global. The only nigga with a mobile. Can't you see like total? Getting larger in waist and taste. Ain't no telling where this felon is heading. Just in case, keep a shell at the tip of your melon. Clear the space. Your brain was a terrible thing to waste. Realizing to master enterprise and I ain't have to be in school by 10. I then began to encounter with my counterparts on how to burn the block apart. Break it down into sections. Drugs by these selections. Some use pipes, others use injections. Syringe sold separately. Frank the deputy, quick to grab my Smith & Wesson like my dick was missing. To protect my position, my corner, my layer. While we out here, say the hustler's prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand. Put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid. Only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Motherfucker. 88. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid. Only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Never been as broke as me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm sewing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. They come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow, why you punch me in my face? Stay in your place, play your position. Become my intuition. Go in this nigga pocket, rob him while his friends watch it, and hoes clock it. Here comes respect. His crew's your crew, or they might be next. Look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them. I stole with them, I mean loyalty. Niggas bought me milks at lunch, the milks with chocolate, the cookies, butter crunch, 80. as I got stuff from most of them soft. Even when I was wrong, I got my point across. They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus I'm fucking bitches ain't my homegirls now. Start stacking, dabbled in crack, gun packing. Nickname Medina, made the scenes, took my Ninas. From gym class to English, pass off for global. The only nigga with a mobile. Can't you see like total? Getting larger in waist and taste. Ain't no telling where this felon is heading. Just in case, keep a shell at the tip of your melon. Clear the space. Your brain was a terrible thing to waste. Realizing to master enterprise and I ain't have to be in school by 10. I then began to encounter with my counterparts on how to burn the block apart. Break it down into sections. Drugs by these selections. Some use pipes, others use injections. Syringe sold separately. Frank the deputy, quick to grab my Smith & Wesson like my dick was missing. To protect my position, my corner, my layer. While we out here, say the hustler's prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand. Put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid. Only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Motherfucker. 88. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Take a better stand. Put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid. Only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. A nigga never been as broke as me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm throwing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? Huh? I see you later. Here come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow! Why you punch me in my face? Stay in your place. Play your
Well, here we are. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Man. Here we are, bro.
It is insane.
We're finally here. We're finally here after what feels like a very long 24 hours for myself. Man. Wow. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. This is one of the most top-heavy episodes of news we could possibly produce for you guys, bro. Jesus. This episode's gonna be filled with a lot of wild stuff. So before we start, and I don't even have to say what we're going to start with. I feel like you guys feel like you guys got a pretty good idea on what we're going to start with. My God. First, I just want to say everything we talk about today is just allegations. They are allegations at this point. At this point, obviously, we know everybody's working their legalities and whatnot out as we speak. But up until this point, they're just allegations, regardless on how we feel personally on some of this stuff. But in saying that, I also feel the need to say that everything we talk about here today is a very serious matter, and it is not for the faint of heart. It's very serious. It's obviously nothing that I condone. It's obviously nothing Sir K condones. It's obviously really fucking serious stuff, and it's about as serious as you can get with the Vince McMahon situation. And we're going to cover all this stuff. We're going to cover all these allegations today that were accused of Vince McMahon as of yesterday, per the Wall Street Journal. But for real, man, again, these are serious. This is some serious shit. And I know you guys don't want to read 70 pages of fucking court documents. So we're going to help you out a little bit based off the knowledge that I gathered. I spent, and these guys can attest, I spent about 5 hours yesterday reading court documents, and what was seriously, literally after every little excerpt I would read, we would literally stop and all just like gasp and be like, what the fuck? And it just continued to get crazier. So I'm not going to be really reading some of the horrific stuff, but just know this shit is incredibly gory and incredibly, and I mean incredibly detailed. But for real, again, just before we start, I just wanted to say that, not anything, obviously we condone, not anything we support, or obviously anything of that imagination. This is not nothing that we're about. And again, everything we talk about, and our opinions on it, remember, are just that. They are opinions. They are our opinions, and we're here to share them, and we want to hear yours as well. So please, run it up in the chat. Let us know what you guys think about this stuff, but fucking for real, man. Again, I spent about 5 hours last night. Spent my entire night reading through court documents, and what was seriously about 70 pages worth of some of the most just unsettling, horrific, disgusting. I can't say disgusting loud enough. And just things with Vince McMahon don't shock me. So this doesn't shock me, but baffled, I would say, is the right word.
The fact that it happened really doesn't shock me, but the details shocked me.
Again, details from Mrs. Grant. Bro, text messages we fucking seen from, dude, this shit's nasty, man. This shit is nasty. And we're gonna read, like I said, I'm gonna read you guys what happened. I'm gonna be blunt about what happened. I'm gonna try not, now I'm gonna give you guys a fair warning. There's gory stuff I'm gonna read, but we're not gonna get into the
real details of it.
We're not going to be getting into the real details of all that stuff, because it is just not only disgusting, man, but it's that stuff. If you guys want to hear that stuff, I'll leave that to you guys. If you want to read through the court documents, there's literally damn near 300 of them, I believe. I can't even fucking remember. I read so many of them, but legitimately, it took me 5 hours to read. I'll say that. I don't know how long it's going to take you, and I'm a slow reader. So for some of you guys, it may be a little faster, but, it also doesn't help. Some of the things I was genuinely so appalled with, I read a second time just because I was just like, what the fuck did I just read? But for real, absolute, just, man, I'll say this right now before we hop in to the intro, bro. If this fucking man gets out of this one, a lot of times I'll sit here and I'll say, yeah, he'll probably get out of this. He'll probably pay his way out of this, or he'll probably have his lawyer his way through the situation. This one, first of all, I don't know how TKO doesn't remove him within the next couple of days or whatever. And the second thing is I genuinely don't know. And for the first time I'm saying this, I genuinely don't know how he's going to get out of this one. I don't know.
No, I have no clue. This is beyond fucked, and it has to be over for him at this point. It has to be.
It's fucking gotta be, man. It's gotta be. But we're gonna get into all that stuff, and like I said, again, I'm gonna read a little bit of it to, give you guys the sad but unfortunate, but the truth on the matter. We're gonna talk about this. But it's pretty graphic stuff. It's pretty graphic stuff, man. It is. But I'm gonna read you guys this stuff because it's the news. But again, for as graphic as I'm about to get, it's even worse. It will be even worse if you read the court documents, which are just absolutely fucking incredibly disgusting. So, anyways, let's hop into the intro, man. Let's hop into the intro and not waste any more of your guys' time. TKO can't remove him from his chair unless he dies or resigns. It's in his contract. Wow. Is that new?
It's insane. I don't think we know what we can do at that point.
Unfortunately, I could see that. Unfortunately, I could see that. I could see him because Vince is gonna want to be playing chess while everybody's playing checkers. Even though Ari Emanuel's been doing a pretty fucking good job at playing chess. With this guy, That's interesting, bro. That's interesting. I mean, we'll have to wait and see if any of that comes into the limelight. But that is definitely something I could see. That's definitely something I could see for sure, man. But without any further ado, what is going on, everybody? We're back with yet again another edition of the Notorious podcast and another edition of the news, man. This is episode 190. That title should be changed. It is episode 198 of the podcast. I don't know why. Typo. Good old typo. It is episode 198 of the podcast, not 100 in episode 97. That was last week. But it is episode 198 of the podcast, man. This is 198 of the news, man. And with that, if this is your first time watching, you guys do not know how the show works. Every Monday we're on here with Notorious Unscripted, and every Friday we are on here with the news, man. If you guys did miss this past Monday's edition of Unscripted, is this the most unpredictable Royal Rumble in years? You guys can now watch that on all platforms. That is Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to see it first, join us right here live every Monday after Monday Night Raw for Notorious Unscripted, man. Also, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the official Notorious Heels podcast merchandise, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video and in either mine or K's social media pages. Very, very easy to find, man. You got the Chicago flag design. You got the Uncrowned Kings of the IWC design. You got the base logo design, the Riddler-inspired IWC's Best Kept Secret design, the Notorious World Order design, the Grand Slam design, the Notorious Scratch logo, and the Only Community That Matters. All 8 of these beautiful, beautiful designs are available for you guys live on the merch shop. Again, that is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video, man. Also, If this is your first time watching and you guys do not know who we are here at the Notorious podcast, I am Johnny Mayhem, one half of the hosts of this very show. And as for the other half, we got my man Sir K here. How's it going, man?
Going good, man. It's going good. Just been chilling out, man. Had a night last night reading that shit. So there was that, man. But other than that, I'm doing good, man. I'm excited for the Rumble tomorrow. I really can't wait. And it's gonna be a good weekend, man. It is. It's really gonna be a good ass weekend. But like Durante always asks, how's life? How's the family? Life's good, man. The family's good. How is everyone doing in the live chat and in the replay, man? And what about you? How are you doing?
Definitely, man. Definitely. I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good. Yeah. Just like you, had a bit of an interesting night last night reading through 70 pages of court documents. So, there's that. That was something. But other than that, man, I'm pretty good, bro. I'm pretty good, man. Just ready for this Royal Rumble season, and yeah, just ready to go, bro. Ready to go. Ready for Rumble season, man. Obviously now we're getting into the mix of things where tomorrow night pretty much kicks off the start and the build to WrestleMania, man. We're getting into that Mania season, Elimination Chamber type season. Always a great time of year, so excited for that. And yeah, dude. So that's pretty much all that's going on, man. With me, bro. So with that, man, as Durante always asks, I'm good, family's good, and what about you, Durante? Logan Bell, Pops, OG, how's everybody doing, man? And thank you guys for all being here. And yeah, how's everybody doing? And yeah, man. So that's pretty much all I got going on with me, dude. So that's just excited for the weekend, man. I'm excited for the weekend, man. We will be live with the Royal Rumble review tomorrow. We'll be live with the Royal Rumble review tomorrow, and then today, also, you guys may not believe it because there's so much shit we have to talk about, but we have Royal Rumble predictions to talk about on top of all this
Yeah.
stuff. So there is that, but yeah. But yeah, man, other than that, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. And just, so that's pretty much about it, bro. So that's pretty much about it. So, yikes. Yikes, man. So, pretty huge week for WWE. This week, they, got, well, for starters, they got the 2K24 news out. They signed the deal that put Raw with Netflix. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson joined their board of directors. Bunch of shit happened for WWE, but the big thing that happened in WWE this week was the total opposite of good. Obviously, this involves their one of their board of directors, Mr. Vincent Kennedy McMahon, getting himself caught up in another controversy. Yet again, as we know, as we know up until this point, all the other lawsuits that have been buried on top of this man, yet another one, and up until this point, what looks to be the biggest one, has been dropped on Vince McMahon's head. And again, up until this point, this is just speculation. There is a certain name in here that in the court documents he was not named, but it is speculated as people believe it to be Brock Lesnar. So there's that. Otherwise, Vince McMahon was named in here. Mrs. Janelle Grant was obviously named in here. John Laurinaitis was named in here. Very fucked situation, and yeah. So okay. So, so here's where we start, man. So, oh, another thing. I don't know if people are connecting the dots here, but again, this is just my speculation. None of this is fact. I perceive this Mrs. Janelle Grant to be the paralegal that we heard about that Vince and John Laurinaitis were trafficking around. This is the again this is who I perceive to be the paralegal that we heard about when Vince McMahon was originally out of power, which is funny because a lot of people perceive this to be the biggest news drop when it comes to Vince McMahon, including myself. At
Mm-hmm.
the time, people gave him advice of, I don't know if you guys remember this, but people gave him advice of, this is too big to the point where I think it's best you just retire. And now it's coming around again, and a lot of people, sorry to cut you off, and now it's coming around again, and a lot of people are saying, yo, this is huge to the point where people are advising TKO to remove him from the board. Now I know there could be different situations. There could be different situations that prevent him from leaving the board. But what's your opinion on that situation and just the speculation of this, or do you have any on my speculation?
It's crazy, dude. I mean, looking back, hindsight, it really is 2020 because I mean, they knew how serious he knew how serious it was at the point. We didn't. They did, and after all these details that came out, all the advice they were trying to give him to retire yeah, he should have probably took it because this probably wouldn't have came out if he would have just up and retired at that point, never looked back. But he looked back and he came back, and these details finally came out, and it's horrific. So it's not looking good, man. But
Yeah,
in terms of TKO, if they could find a way, even if it's somehow in his contract, there will be a way to remove him. And if I was them, I would go for it.
100%, 100%. So, okay, so WWE founder Vince McMahon has recently been accused on sex trafficking a former employee, a sex abuse lawsuit. A former WWE employee accused WWE founder Vince McMahon of trafficking and sexual abuse, including defecating
Yeah.
on her during a threesome, according to a lawsuit filed in Connecticut on Thursday. The court documents alleged Janelle Grant was repeatedly assaulted and sexually exploited by McMahon while he was a chief executive officer of the company. She also claimed McMahon promised to help her advance her career before he trafficked her to other men in the WWE. According to the lawsuit, McMahon forced Grant into in 2021 to create personalized sexual content for a WWE superstar who was trying to re-sign. The wrestler was not named in the court documents, but referred to as WWE superstar in the lawsuit, described as a world-famous athlete and a former UFC heavyweight champion. This is who a lot of people speculate to be Brock Lesnar. The Wall Street Journal reported people familiar with the matter identified the wrestler as Brock Lesnar. The lawsuit said McMahon recently shared explicit photos and videos with the unnamed wrestler and told Grant he likes what he sees, with McMahon allegedly texting Grant to let her know a part of the deal was fucking you. Jesus Christ. The documents alleged that McMahon gave Mrs. Grant's personal cell phone number to the WWE superstar and promised she'll do anything requested of her. In the days that followed, WWE superstar revealed a fetish to Mrs. Grant and tested and tested McMahon's promise that Mrs. Grant would do anything in her request of sending a video of herself urinating. Grant, who previously received a payout from Vince McMahon, said McMahon defecated on her during a threesome in 2020 and commanded her to continue pleasing his friend with feces in her hair and running down her back. While McMahon went to the bathroom to shower off, upon return from the bathroom, McMahon and his friend actively resumed the threesome, which lasted over an hour and a half while Miss Grant remained covered in McMahon's filth. The lawsuit also alleged that McMahon abused Grant with with sex toys named after wrestling stars. This is so fucking weird reading on the podcast, dude. I swear to God.
It sure really is.
Seriously. And just for the record, also, all this stuff I'm reading, I just want you guys to know, in these documents, it is 10 times worse. This is the clear version of it.
Yeah, this is the undetailed version, which is still in itself horrible.
Yeah.
But the detailed version is something else, man.
Yeah. So, he greeted her in his underwear, touched her, repeatedly asked for hugs, and spent hours sharing intimate details about his personal life. McMahon caused Grant to sustain physical injuries, including bleeding and pain from forceful use. According to the lawsuit, despite Miss Grant's plea to cease any further detail on sexual activity, the number of sexual encounters increased, as did Vince McMahon's physical aggression. During them, notably, Vince was most aggressive when using toys named after WWE wrestlers and performers. According to the lawsuit, Grant had experienced physical and mental anguish, including debilitating symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder and suicidal ideation. The lawsuit noted that Grant is seeking a declaratory judgment that her NDA is invalid under federal and state laws, as well as the Trafficking Victims Protection Act. Okay, so that's not even the whole thing. That is just the censored version, whether you want to believe it or not, and it's hard to believe because that was not very censored. That was the censored version of what I read yesterday. And what's most horrifying about this is to make this, to put this into perspective for people. This woman, Janelle Grant, is a human being. She is somebody's daughter. She could be somebody's sister. She could be somebody's niece. You get the point. And it's what makes it so disgusting is we all have those figures in our life. You know what I mean? We all have sisters. We all have nieces. We have cousins. Some of us may have daughters. And that's what makes this most fucking disgusting is this is a human being with feelings and thoughts and emotions. And I mean, for the love of fucking God, man. I mean, what do you even say to that, man? I mean, seriously, like, I was telling you guys this yesterday after I got done reading that. Like, it's hard trying to find words other than, like, legitimately what I just told you guys is pretty much all I could come up with, man. I mean, like, and that, like, to me, that's what makes this most, horrifying is, like, this is a human being we're talking, like, it almost doesn't seem real. And the fact that these stories happened to a real human being that lives on this earth is just, it's fucking disgusting, and it's fucking mind-boggling, and it's just, I mean, you know, I'm very just overwhelmed, and in saying that, I'm happy she's taken the road that she has in the form of legal action and dropping, at least attempting to drop the hammer on this motherfucker, man, because I mean, what the fuck is that, dude? What the fuck is that? You know, you're in a position to fucking change so many people's lives and put smiles on people's faces, and you've said it yourself. You're in the fucking business of doing that. That is why we're here. You know what I mean? That is what professional wrestling is for. Professional wrestling is to put smiles on people's faces. You know what I mean? And it's to create an environment where Patrick Clark was just saying it on his interview. You know, this industry is to put smiles on people's faces and to let people escape their reality, not to deal with other bullshit. You know what I mean? And you're in the position to do that. You got, you know, life-changing money. You have, you know, money, you know, where you can change so many people's lives. And this is what you fucking do with it? I mean, dude, we talk so much about how, you know, Vince McMahon, you know, we talked so much last week about how Vince McMahon's Netflix documentary is going to document, is going to document the, horrible upbringing that he had. You know what I mean? I always like to step with the mentality of leaving the world as a better place than you left it. You know, you know, people say you're a product of your environment. And in some sense, that is true. But in some cases, that doesn't always have to be true. In some cases, you can rise above that. And I don't know what must have happened in this dude's childhood, or what happened to him when he gained wealth, but whatever turned this guy into a fucking monster. You know what I mean? Something did it. And again, man, you would think somebody who comes from a horrible upbringing, and somebody who comes from an upbringing of, you know, just poverty. You know what I mean? You know, so many of us, and so many people that we know are familiar, you know, with the topic of poverty. You know what I mean? We so many of us grew up in that shit. You know what I mean? We grew up in that kind of stuff. And with that kind of upbringing, and with the kind of life that you went on to live, you would think for Vince McMahon, it would try to be about making this a success story, because that's what it should have been. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's a guy that comes from nothing, and you would think you would take that and you would, like I said, want to make this world a better place. And what do you go and do with that? What I just read. And what I just read, again, is absolutely just fucking disgusting. And, you know, it's really horrible. It's really horrible, man, that, you know, what a piece of shit this guy is. Because again, you would think with the just traumatic childhood that he lived, you would think a person like that would want to rise above that, and like I said, make the world a better place. Because, dude, you're such a this is the kind of shit, you know, that pisses me off. And I know it's not a new thing. This kind of stuff happens all the time, and people in high positions abusing their power. Use your position for good. You're in the position to change people's lives. You're in the position to put smiles on people's faces, and that's what you go and do with your power. I mean, it really goes to show the context of your character, and the true context of your character. And again, it really fucking shows that you have a special place in hell reserved for you, man. And that's, again, just me trying to think about this, man. Those are just some of the words that, and some of the philosophies on just how, those are, you know, like I said, those are things that I use to try to get through life. And it's just ridiculous thinking that, you know, people like me try to look at things that way, to, you know, make themselves a better person. And here is this billionaire who's absolutely in the position to change the world and people's lives for the better. And that's what you go and do with your resources and your money and your time. And again, it really just goes to show that he's a special kind of devil. And that man truly has a special kind of evil in his soul that absolutely horrific. If any of this shit is true, um, if any of this shit has any sort of truth to it, which, in my personal opinion, I mean, this is Vince McMahon. You know, again, don't take this as news, but in my personal opinion, this stuff is so oddly and horrifically detailed. I mean, this, you know, it's just fucking horrendous, man. It's just absolutely fucking horrendous, and it goes to show, it really goes to show what a piece of shit this guy is. I mean, seriously, man, I can't say it enough, dude. You're in a fucking position of that matter, and that's what you do with your time and your resources, and just how sick. I mean, seriously, man. But based off what I just read, man, if you want to, the floor is yours, man.
Yeah, man, it's just absolutely horrific that, you know, that's the way he thinks. He's just a sadistic person. He genuinely got joy out of every horrific thing we read about. He enjoyed every bit of it. And that's just a horrific person to be. I don't know. Some people like to argue nature or nurture. Sometimes it's just how you are. Sometimes it's just who the world made you, and sometimes who you just are. And to me, Vince McMahon gives me the idea of that's just how he is, man. No matter how he was brought up, no matter what, he's just like this, man. And some people just can't be changed. And I think Vince is one of those type of people, man. Like you said, in my opinion. I see this being true. I mean, all the other evidence beforehand of things happening with Vince McMahon and how highly detailed, like you don't make stuff up like this about things like that happening to you. You don't. And it's horrifying that this happened to a real person that people know and people love and people are her family and they got to think about their family going through this.
Yeah.
Couldn't imagine, man. Vince is a horrific person, and I really hope something comes out of this, man. I hope he goes to jail or under the jail, whatever might solve the Vince McMahon problem. I say go for it. And it's also sad to see the people around this that let it happen. Obviously, we're probably about to get into the Laurinaitis, but
Hmm.
him too. And even just going through that, reading through the documents, I remember last night it mentioned Laurinaitis and Vince's assistants knowing every detail about this, and or the people in the truck that Vince was bragging to about pictures and whatnot. How do you just see someone say and obviously do those things, and you don't say anything? Is
Yeah.
money really that valuable to you, where you see someone? Or see someone doing horrific shit like that and you just stay silent, that's kind of crazy to me, and that kind of shows the context of their characters too. But it sucks for everybody involved. I'm really sorry that everyone had to go through that, man. And I hope that problem gets solved soon. I hope TKO can truly wisen up and get rid of this man forever.
Absolutely. And to address a comment of Vanessa, I'm not saying that Vince McMahon has to be a perfect human being. Nobody has to be a
No,
perfect human being. I'm the kind of guy
nobody.
who's I'm the kind of guy who's on the fucking after the interviews I just seen, I don't see a lot of podcasters talking about it, and I'll talk about it. I'm the kind of fucking guy that'll tell you I think Velveteen Dream should get a second chance. I
Yeah,
understand people aren't perfect, But, I mean, what was done here was, he knew what he was doing. There's manipulation involved. I'm not saying a motherfucker ever has to be fucking perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. I'm not saying he has to be perfect. If Vince McMahon has his fuck-ups, we fucking all had our fuck-ups.
Yeah.
Has Vince McMahon done shit? Yeah, he's done shit. But to quote Velveteen Dream from his recent interview, he said on there, everybody has a past, but not everybody has a history. When you have a past, everybody has a past. When you have a history, that's a problem. This guy's got a fucking history. Not saying the guy needs to be fucking perfect, but I'm just saying you don't have to be a piece of shit as a human being. And again, you're in the position. Sorry, bro. Again, you're in the position of power. Do right with it. You know, you have a platform, one of the biggest platforms on the planet. Do good with it. I'm not saying anybody has to be fucking perfect, but at least I'm asking you to be a decent fucking human being at the end of the fucking day. I mean, seriously.
There's a difference from being perfect and being human. Everybody's human. Everybody gets angry when probably they shouldn't get angry. People get jealous when they shouldn't get jealous. But there's a difference from that and being evil and doing evil, fucked up shit. And that's what Vince McMahon was doing. He wasn't making mistakes. He was doing evil, horrendous shit. And there's no mistake in what he did.
Yeah. And I mean, for the love of God, I mean, seriously. So, yeah, I mean, if I read that out of context, I'm sorry, but if that's how you meant it, I mean, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. I mean, seriously, miss me with that shit, bro. I mean, I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm not asking anybody to be perfect, but I mean, I would think, you know, giving some lively advice of not to sex traffic and be a fucking decent human being. I don't think that's fucking, I mean, Jesus Christ, man. I don't think I'm asking you to be perfect there. I think I'm asking you to be a decent fucking human being at the end of the day.
Literally, just be a good person. At least try to be. I don't think Vince McMahon ever tried to be.
All right. So, all right. Janelle Grant's, this is per Wall Street Journal. Janelle Grant's lawsuit alleged that she met Vince McMahon in March of 2019 and was looking for work after the death of her parents, which just somehow makes this all that much fucking worse. And she was seeking employment. McMahon also recruited people to have sexual relationships with Grant, including former head of WWE Talent Relations John Laurinaitis, who is named as a defendant in the lawsuit. The lawsuit claims that in May 2020 encounter, McMahon, I already read all that stuff, so I mean, you guys know what they did. Trust me, it wasn't anything that I didn't just read about 10 minutes ago. So the lawsuit cited a text from July of 2020 that said others in WWE wanted to have sex with her after seeing photos from Vince McMahon's phone, and the group laughed, and he told them, he told her, "You can scream and try to say no, but that would be difficult with you know what down her throat." All those little sayings, quotes that were involved in this, again, just don't make it all that much better. Like I just read, you can't speak with, you know, that down your throat. Take it, bitch. No, what was the other one? No means yes. I mean, what the fuck, dude? I mean, like, and again, and for John Laurinaitis' sake, I also want to point out at the time, I believe his wife or ex-wife, I hope for her betterment, that's his ex-wife, I'm not too sure, was going through some sort of chemotherapy. And this is what this guy's doing? Head of talent relations? I mean, are you fucking serious, man? I mean, again, just like Vince McMahon, it really just goes to show another piece of shit human being here. Another piece of shit human being. And what I found very funny when I was reading through these things is, you know, Vince was saying, Vince in his leaked text messages with Mrs. Grant was saying, oh yeah, Laurinaitis better not say any. Johnny, as they were referring to him as, Johnny better not say anything about this because his job could be at jeopardy. Like, bro, you're saying that like you're innocent in this situation. Like, what the like? It really goes to show, and he talked a lot about people being loyal to him. A lot in here. He talked about how I showed the crew because they're loyal. I showed this referee because he was loyal to me. Meanwhile, I find it very funny you're on text messages threatening threatening a guy's job that was loyal to you for doing something that you're just as, if not more, guilty of. It really goes, again, evil, heinous shit. At display here. What were you saying?
It just goes to show how narcissistic Vince is too. It's really all about him. He only wants other people. He wanted other people to join in on that because it made him feel better about this. He enjoyed watching her, you know, that happen to her. And that's the whole reason why he involved more people is because he's so sick and sadistic that that's what he sought enjoyment out of.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the other thing. That's the other thing, man. Yeah, and over again, over court documents, they would go on to talk about Vin. I knew this guy was sick in the head, but hearing and seeing these text messages again, I would legitimately have to read some of these twice because it's so fucking out of whack and just so fucking weird. And just these, like, they were referring to them as fantasies in the court documents. These are just some of the most just fucking weirdest, like, weirdest shit you would ever fucking hear, man. I promise you. And again, he would go on and talk about fantasies. He would go on to talk about fantasies. He would go on to talk about group scenarios. That again, none of the, well, to our knowledge, these group scenario, these things he's texting her aren't necessarily things that happened or things that had to happen. So obviously some of them I'm sure were, but these are just things that he's fantasizing about and just texting her, just thinking about these fucking things. Which is just fucking completely sick, man. When he was showing the WWE crew, he referred to them as her fan club, who all wanted to get at her as he would show videos and photos he had of her to these group of guys. And like Sir K said, there's 12 fucking guys here. You mean to tell me money means that much to you to where none of them went to a human resources or none of them took the legal route in terms of
Just mentioning it to somebody, be
right?
like, hey, I don't know how weird this is, but hey, this happened, and I thought that was weird and disgusting. I want to let you guys know. Nothing like that.
And you know, in probably about the first 20 to 30 excerpts from the court docs, you really get a sense on who this Miss Grant is. And I've seen a lot of people trying to blame her, you know, saying, oh, she should have, nipped it right in the bud, and she should have shut it off. She shouldn't have been so, she shouldn't have been going back at him in the text messages, which she wasn't really. What people are referring to was her calling him, words such as baby and stuff like that. So people were referring to that stuff, but my response to those kind of people would be, if you look at the first, like I said, about 20 to 30 excerpts from the court documents, you would find out that just the kind of person she is, and the kind of upbringing she has, and McMahon told her specifically, this is an excerpt from the court docs, you have a childlike innocence to you, and you have a it was something along the lines of her having a childlike innocence and her having just a big heart, pretty much. And they would go on to say that was Vince almost fantasized over that because it made her an easy target for him. And that's what I want to focus on here is, listen, she's taking care of her parents. Her parents pass away. She's doing voluntary work, but she needs employment. She's seeking employment. People in her apartment building, I believe, which Vince happened to live at the top of, referred her to Vince McMahon to seek employment. And this is what would lead her to life-changing money and just, from the court documents, I got the sense this is money and opportunities that she would have, that she's never even been close to seeing, from what I gathered, or from what I at least perceive in this situation. And you really can't, I just really find it baffling that some people seem to sit here and blame somebody who, if you did your research and read those court documents, somebody who's a clear fucking victim of manipulation at its finest. So I find that a little ridiculous, and there was just horrible things in here. Like there was a story about and this is the kind of manipulation I'm talking about. She would persistently tell Vince McMahon, I'm not for this. I don't want to do 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 this. And the first time that, that sexual activities with 3 human beings happened, the way Vince McMahon got her to agree with it was, for the first time ever, he told her he loved her, which I guess shocked her, starstruck her enough to get her to agree. And that's the kind of shit we're dealing with here. I mean, this is just manipulation at its absolute finest and most horrific, man. I mean, so that's the kind of shit we're dealing with here. And again, man, I mean, just so to continue on with some of this stuff, I mean, that was, now that, I've realized that was pretty much it. Just fantasizing over, horrific and aggressive things, with the whole Brock Lesnar story. I'm not even going to say that one. And I'll tell you right now, unless you read those court documents, you haven't seen it. But there was some Brock Lesnar, how do I fucking say this? Role playing, to be blunt.
Mm-hmm.
There was Brock Lesnar role playing because Brock planned a play date, as they worded it, a play date. Yes, that's how they worded it, that he could not get to because of travel restrictions. This led Vince McMahon to do some sort of Brock Lesnar role play, and that, to me, was the absolute worst out of everything I read in here. I'm not even going to say it because I've said enough. That was absolutely disgusting. That was absolutely fucking disgusting, and absolutely something Send this fucking guy to prison, man. Send this guy to prison. Seriously, for all I'm concerned, he can drop dead right now. I mean, seriously, man. This absolutely, as if it wasn't already, this absolutely alters and tarnishes the legacy of Vince McMahon forever. You're gonna have your people that say that want to override this because of what he's done for the business. This is real ass shit. This is real ass life, okay? This is, like I said, this is somebody's daughter, sister, niece, cousin, fucking in-law, family member. You get the point. This is a real ass human being, and this is real ass shit that can never be overshadowed by what you did for a business. And obviously, are his contributions to the business valid? Yeah. But again, it's not fucking important in a situation like this. It's fucking not, man. This is real life, and there's nothing that any fucking business can say about it that is gonna make this impact any lighter, because seriously, man, this is fucking horrid. This is horrific shit, and again, absolutely fucking disgusting is this stuff.
Truly, man, truly. And going back to where people are trying to blame her for for the
Yeah.
events, those people really, it goes to show that they've never met a victim of like abuse
Yeah.
or manipulation or any of that, because even to more strong-willed people, you can get manipulated, you can get abused. It's no one's immune to it,
Mm-hmm.
and this is obvious signs of that. Vince McMahon saw a young woman that just dealing with the loss of her parents manipulated her into fear and to do all of this stuff, man. And that's horrifying, man. And even just the financial aspect of it, I mean, I have no clue about the details of her parents and what they were going through, but if it's medical related, I can only imagine the medical bills that she probably was stuck with at that point, and having to pay those off. Got those on you. You got the loss of your parents on you, so you're trying to. It's her mind had to have been a tornado, man, dealing
Oh
with
yeah.
all this, and I know Vince McMahon saw that, and that's why he took advantage of her, and that's just horrific to see, man. Um, and it's a saying in this world that, we all say when we see fucked up shit that like, I would never wish that on my worst enemy, man. And I think in history there's a few people that are exempt from that saying, and I say I could add Vince McMahon to that list of when I see something horrible, and I say, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I think Vince McMahon is one of those exceptions to that, because that is just, this is all horrific. It's like back, I think it was like 2 years ago or something, when that fucking Jeffrey Dahmer show was released. Reading this was more horrific than watching that show. Genuinely.
And
Like
that show was
last night,
pretty horrific.
that's all I was thinking about last night. Like, man, I read about all these fucked up things that happen with this, serial killer, or this tragic event in history, man, and even those just don't hold a tea to how horrific this really is to read, and to see, and to even think about this happen to an actual person, and there's no forgiveness for Vince McMahon from that. It's only justice, and I hope that he sees it.
Seriously, man. Seriously. Yeah. That. Yeah. Like I said, man. When I was reading these last night, just the size and the the ughs that we made
It's just,
after like
mm-hmm.
every excerpt was like. And again, I'm reading these things and I'm thinking like, okay, that's probably as bad as it's gonna get. And then I would read something else and I'm like, holy fuck. And it kept going and going and going and going. And I'm like, you know, before I know it, I've read fucking 200 and something of these things. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh my God. Like, again, like, it's fucking insane, man. It's
And
really fucking insane.
something so specifically weird and creepy about the Brock role play thing. I don't know why that struck so much, but just
Oh yeah.
geez, that's some like horrific, dude. Like having to even imagine seeing that is just bone chilling. Like, what kind of a psycho just does that? It's insane, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, that article, or that excerpt rather, was easily the the peak for me. That I that I did that I had to read a couple times because I genuinely could not fucking believe what I had just read. Because it's just like you said, it's bone chilling. It really is. It's I don't even know how to fucking describe it, man. It's just that. It is bone chilling information. It really is, and it's something you could never imagine. It's something you can never imagine, and it's something that, like you said, it's just like when you think about that happening to a actual human being, is just it's fucking sick, and goddamn, my heart goes out to her, and seriously, I feel so bad for her, man. I do. I feel so bad for her, man. Um I'm uh a man that absolutely values his relationships with people, and the women in my life I love very dearly, and you know when you put, like I said, when you put things into perspective of, like, you know this woman has family. You know what I mean? And my heart breaks. My heart breaks for her as the same way it would for anybody. And like I said, just the women are, and just the people in my life. The people in my life, man. Like, it's just it's truly horrific shit. And it's again, like, we all have, those kind of people in our lives, and we do our best to protect them, and like I said, that to me is what makes this so horrifying, man, is just the fact that, like I said, bro, she has family, she has people that love her, she has people that care about her, and I couldn't even imagine to think if that was somebody that I was close to. Um,
Mm-hmm. Oh,
because
come on.
it's fucking heinous, man. It really is. So that's that. And I see a lot of people trying to fucking blame Triple H, trying to blame Stephanie McMahon. I mean, people, why do you think Stephanie McMahon dipped? Why?
Who knows what she's seen and what she dealt with? Who knows how much he fucking, mentally abused her? You know what I
Stephanie,
mean? People don't think
right,
about that.
right. Stephanie didn't want to be there for the longest time too. She didn't want to be there.
Mhm.
So, you gotta, again, none of this is factual information up until this point, but again, I mean, Stephanie McMahon dipped for a reason. She was demoralized because of her team getting separated, but what else did she know? And, uh, but in terms of having something to do with this, man, don't, you know,
Don't do that type
don't,
of shit. Don't try to say that.
seriously, man. And again, I see a lot of people, well, Triple H, knew about this as well. And it's like, knew about what exactly? Vince McMahon was a creep. I'm, if I'm a betting man, I'd be willing to say not a lot of people knew about those exact details that I read last night and what I'm sure a lot of you had read too. And it's like, don't be putting the blame on these sort of people, man. I mean, you're talking about Triple H, right? I've seen a lot of people trying to, oh, Triple H must be a part of this too. No. As a matter of fact, we need to give Triple H his flowers. Triple H has created a safe work environment for these men and women in that locker room, completely turned WWE morale on its fucking head in a good way. And turning it on its head in this, the phrase turning it on its head usually means a bad thing. WWE morale was in the shits. Triple H flipped it the fuck over. He created a safe work environment for these young men and women to thrive and flourish in the workplace.
Exactly. And even in the documents themselves, there was no mention ever of Stephanie, Triple
None.
H, Nick Khan, none of them. It was all Vince Laurinaitis and his assistant and their respective like assistants
Yeah.
and that. No mention of any of them in any of the documents that I've seen.
Seriously. No, there hasn't been. There hasn't
Literally
been.
none.
None. So, again, to all the people, boycotting WWE and, being done and they hate Triple H because, I mean, dude, you're fucking misplacing your fucking anger here, man. I mean, if you're to be angry at anybody, you should be angry at the fucking people that were actually named, or the people that were alluded to, whoever they may be, in these court documents, man. I mean, come on, bro. Triple H absolutely. Triple H had nothing to do with this. Whether Stephanie knew about it or not, we don't know. We don't know. I'm sure. Does she know that her dad's probably a creep? Probably. But does she know the extent to those matters? Probably not. I mean, who the fuck would tell their daughter something like that? I mean, maybe Vince McMahon would, but, and again, Stephanie probably left because she wanted absolutely nothing to do with this. But again, all of this stuff, we don't know. You know what I mean? We don't know. And that's the end of it, man. So, again, if you're going to place your anger anywhere, place your anger on Vince McMahon. Don't fucking... What are you placing your anger on Triple H for? I mean, what the fuck did Triple H do other than make WWE a place to work again?
And I'm sorry, people, from what we can see, Triple H don't like the guy either. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like his kids don't really, obviously, even Matt here mentioned it. Shane, he's always kind of phased himself out. Stephanie kind of
Yep.
always tried to phase herself out. Even his own kids weren't really close to him like that because obviously they didn't know these details, but they knew that he was a creep and they didn't want to be around that. Obviously, like I hate when people try to blame it on the whole company and boycott.
Yeah.
Don't do all that, bro. Please.
Yeah. So, uh, to talk about that, yeah, I mean, every time this man Triple H is asked a question about Vince McMahon, he gives the most formulaic answer that you can
Hmm.
possibly give. Like, you could clearly tell that Paul Levesque is not really much of a big fan, and as you can tell, shares very different philosophies on the business. Now, very similar at the same time, but very different philosophies on the business in terms of how he likes to go about things, and how he likes to, keep engaged with his audience. I mean, you look at WWE in 2017, 18, 19, 20. What's the first phrase that comes to mind when you think of Vince McMahon? Out of touch. You know what I mean? You know, Triple H is not that. Triple H has created the exact opposite of work environments for everybody back there, and again, has made WWE a go-to place again. CM Punk. Do you think CM Punk would have came back with Vince McMahon at the helm? I don't.
No. God, no.
No,
Most of these people would have left.
CM Punk would fucking be on AEW Collision making fun of fucking buy one get 6 4-night extravaganzas still.
Yeah, exactly. And people are always are also trying to throw Punk in there somehow, like, oh, this is the company he came back to. No, it's not.
No,
He
it's
didn't
like
come back to Vince McMahon. He came back, if anything, for himself and the fans. That's who he came back for. We when you talk about he's not a hypocrite for coming back and disliking Vince McMahon. Everybody, damn near everybody dislikes Vince McMahon. They don't have any power in him having power.
and not to mention too, like it's not like CM Punk came back right after Vince McMahon did his whole fake retirement thing. This man came back after TKO was formed and people knew, and also post Triple H being knighted as the head of creative and they give Triple H full reign to do what he needs to do. He came back after that. You need to understand this is a drastically different WWE than the one that we all grew up with. And that's the facts. This is not the same company where CM Punk called Vince McMahon out for being the biggest bully out of all of them. And boy, did he end up being correct.
Oh yeah. It, it, and Logan's right, it's mostly just AEW fans trying to make this a fucking company versus company thing.
Oh,
It's not.
like, dude,
Someone, hmm
dude, again, and I throw Triple H in there for creating safe work environments. Minus fights, Tony Khan, for the most part, has created a safe work environment as well. Now, again, minus backstage brawls, but, in terms of anything of that magnitude, Tony, for the most part, has created a safe work environment for people in All Elite Wrestling as well. So you got to give him props for that. But people trying to create tribalism out of this, I mean, get a fucking grip, man. I mean, again, like I said, this is real life. This is real ass shit going on here. Do you really fucking think, even mentioning Tony, like, I seen people tweeting, oh, Tony better not make a tweet. Are you serious? You're thinking about Tony Khan right now? I mean, are you fucking serious, dude? Really? Tony Khan. You got Tony Khan on your mind. Or my favorite one is they better hold Vince in the same breath they held Jericho. Are you fucking serious, man? Are you fucking serious? Like Chris Jericho's rumors were anything near the legitimate court documents I read? Like that even fucking comes close to that. That's not that doesn't hold a fucking candle to what I read yesterday. You want to talk about Chris Jericho rumors that were brought up to boost a fucking fake journalist's ego? You want to talk about that? You want to bring that up when we're talking about Vince McMahon's legitimate court filings, court documents? You want to bring up something a fucking journalist brought up to boost his own ego because he was mad at Chris Jericho for a fucking conversation he wasn't even involved in? That's what you want to bring up? Are you fucking serious, dude? Are you fucking serious right now, man? I mean, get a grip. Come on.
And these people are also excited for the fucking Royal Rumble press conference. Like, why do you want to have these people ask questions about this investigation? First of all, ain't no one at the fucking press conference stand is gonna know any details. And second of all, this has nothing to do with what you're doing here. Leave all that out of it.
Yeah.
Let, them deal with it. And let the show go on without them. Because it was already going on without them anyway. So just let the show be its show.
Seriously, and again, why are you asking questions that nobody can answer? It's an ongoing court case. They can't answer this shit. So seriously, man, if you're a member of media, I know you want to ask something. I know you do. Who wouldn't? But at the end of the day, you got to understand where we're at in it. Dude, like, bro, this is ongoing. Nobody can answer this shit. And you know, I mean, again, man, I mean, these AEW fucking, these AEW tribalists, dude. I mean, that shit. Dude, when I read that yesterday, man, bro, you guys aren't going that hard. You guys aren't going as hard as Vince McMahon as you were at Jericho. What?
You talk,
Why
dude.
is that even a
Like
thought in your mind?
this is bigger than your fucking favorite company. This is a crime that happened that someone's a victim of. Think about it like that. Don't think about your fucking favorite company. Makes no damn sense, dude.
Seriously. And you're going on about allegations that were debunked. Are we forgetting that they were debunked? I mean, seriously. Are we forgetting they were debunked? Kylie literally, and I hate that I'm even bringing this up, literally debunked it on her Instagram story. It was either the same day or the next day, but all people go with is the Twitter post. And it's like, people may say, well, we may not have all the details yet. That may be fucking true, but it also may not be fucking true. And it could have just been debunked. I mean, you're going and talking about, again, Nick Hausman's fucking outbursts out of spite. And on the other hand, you're talking about legitimate court docs. Grow a brain, get a grip, something. Please. I mean, get the fuck out of here with this bullshit, man. Okay.
Insane.
So after all this, we finally get to TKO's response. And this tells you all that needs to be done here. So, TKO reports, and I quote, Mr. McMahon does not control TKO or oversee day-to-day operations of WWE. While this matter predates the tenure of TKO's executive team at the company, we take Mrs. Grant's horrific allegations very seriously, and we are working on this matter internally. I guarantee you they're going to find some loophole to get him the fuck out of there, because they know. Ari knew.
Especially, did you see the sponsor news? I can say it. I don't want to spoil it.
I did not see that. You can go ahead.
Slim Jim pulled out a Royal Rumble. They released a statement. I can pull up the statement, but they removed their involvement from the Rumble. I can pull it up. I sent it. Okay.
Got it. I'm seeing that now. That just dropped. Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
A spokesperson from Slim Jim has issued the following statement. Slim Jim values integrity and respect in all of our partnerships. Given the recent disturbing allegations against Vince McMahon, at this time we decided to pause our promotional activities with the WWE. This decision reflects our commitment to our brand values and responsibility to our community. We will continue to monitor the situation and base our future engagements on our values and what's best for our brand. So they're not working with WWE until they get Vince out of there, essentially.
And notice they said paused. Not, canceled. Not, we're pulling the advertisements. They said pause, bro, and that's because, like Matt, what's going on, Matt, by the way? He says, they've distanced themselves for Vince, and that statement alone tells you just about everything that you need to know. Is they admitted, he's not working, he's not working on day-to-day operations. He is a part of our team, but he does not oversee operations or do any sort of day-to-day operations. So they're gonna get rid of him. They know. Yep. Ari was playing chess and Vince was playing checkers. That's what this boils down to, man. That's what this boils down to. Ari knew what he was getting himself into, and if this all goes off without a hitch, This man may have fucking played himself. This man may have just played Vince McMahon like a fucking fiddle. So yeah. So in my opinion, I think they're gonna remove him. I think so.
I think so. I think at this point, especially with their sponsorships dropping them, well, not dropping them, but pausing them,
Yeah,
it's 100%. They're gonna have to remove them. They have no choice.
definitely, definitely. So the other thing, Brock Lesnar. So what's gonna happen with Brock Lesnar, you may ask? So WrestleFeed reports Brock Lesnar was scheduled to return at the WWE 2024 Royal Rumble this weekend, but unfortunately, WWE's creative team have been told to stop coming up with creative plans for Brock Lesnar as they have been told to, as they have been looking for a replacement for Brock in the Royal Rumble match. So, I know Brock wasn't named in the court documents, but that should probably give you an indication on who the former WWE and UFC heavyweight champion is.
Why would he roleplay Brock in what was gonna be a threesome with somebody if it wasn't Brock? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's most obviously Brock Lesnar.
Yes, and those two have been known to have a very close relationship. So,
But it's also very telling when Vince stepped down, who walked out? Brock.
Brock,
And an explanation of why.
completely ridiculous, man. Now, what do we do with Gunther?
Ugh,
What do we do with Gunther now? Uh,
damn,
fuck.
tough, dude. Real tough.
I don't know, because it seemed like Sports Illustrated had a good idea. So that moves us over to our next topic. But,
Those fucking scammers.
so
Ugh.
well, there is light at the end of the tunnel for them, I guess, when we get to it. But as for Brock, you had no other choice. You had no other choice. There's nothing I could say other than you had no other choice but to remove him. There's absolutely no fucking way in hell you bring this guy, you fucking trot this guy out there at Royal Rumble. There's no way. So that's interesting. So in terms of the idea that they had for that would be like the idea that they had for idea when we're talking about ideas for Gunther, well, man. So
Officer? What? I don't
what
think they
happened?
know what an officer means. People are saying corporate officer 1 and 2 could have been Triple H. Do they not know? If like he would have been named if he would have been named by name if he was in those documents. People need help.
Siri.
Office,
Yeah.
corporate officer.
I'm not talking to you, Siri. Yeah. Seriously. And people saying Brock Lesnar, dude, again, she probably, and I want people to understand too, another reason a lot of these people probably didn't get named is probably because they still work for the company. You know what I mean? I mean,
Probably.
Vince McMahon's obviously the main guy. He still works for the company, but he is the main guy in this whole thing. But, like, who's a guy that got named? John Laurinaitis. Does he work for the company? No. And even people that didn't work for the company. Like the WWE referee that Vince McMahon was showing these pictures and images to. fucking, he wasn't named. He doesn't work for the company still. So it's like, they're not going to name everybody, man. And you can't just move off fucking speculation and say, fuck Triple H. If Triple H was named, then you guys might have a fucking point here. But fucking, I mean, dude, he wasn't. You can't, you can't just fucking move off, what you tell yourself. Oh, corporate officer number 1 and 2 is Triple H. And it's like, the way these, if you read a damn, these fucking corporate officers were people that were very close to Vince and orchestrating, this kind of thing. And at the time, let's not forget, Triple H was out with his heart shit in 2021 and early half of 2022. I mean, are you serious?
Like we said just this a little bit ago, those two aren't even close. People assume they're close. They're not close.
No. Seriously, man. Seriously, bro. Again, until you show me some actual documents that fucking say Paul Levesque, I mean, you're fucking stupid, man. You're stupid for moving off your own, creating your own hype about this situation, man. I mean, come on. Triple H was not named, and again, nor was Brock Lesnar, but there are things that actually point to it being Brock Lesnar. Unlike Triple H, again, you guys are literally moving with your own speculation here, man. I mean, you can't do that. I mean, for the love of God. So, according to Sports Illustrated, sources close to WWE claim Cody Rhodes will neither finish his story nor headline WrestleMania 40. This would lead Gunther to making a monstrous run in the Royal Rumble, thus winning the match, going on to face Seth Rollins at the event, which would lead CM Punk to face Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns to headline the show with The Rock.
That sounds trash.
First of all, if there was any inkling of truth to this statement, that sounds fucking abysmal. Who the fuck wants to see Cody Rhodes and CM Punk at WrestleMania? Now, do I, eventually down the line want to see the storyline in the match? Absolutely. Yeah. Would I even like to see it at a WrestleMania? Sure. Would I like to see it at WrestleMania 40? No.
Nope. Not at all.
I mean, what the fuck? What is that? As for Gunther versus Seth, why are we crowning Gunther in Philadelphia when we have a fucking show in Berlin later that summer? And as for Roman Reigns versus The Rock, this man Cody Rhodes was just on record talking about, I don't think Dwayne's the kind of guy that's going to come in and steal and interject himself into a story. Boy, would that be fucking hilarious. As for Roman and Rock, Elimination Chamber or next year's WrestleMania, when you can focus on just the story between Roman and Rock for the head of the Samoan dynasty. That's my pitch. I would personally go Elimination Chamber, though.
Yeah, definitely.
This sounds absolutely fucking abysmal, man. And then they have the audacity to tweet out or to make these fucking dumbass posts. According to WrestleVotes, WWE isn't happy with the Sports Illustrated reports leaking their WrestleMania plans, as sources close to Triple H or they are upset that the label of people close to Triple H would leak such information. First of all, do you think WWE is ever happy with reports leaking? I mean, what kind of fucking what kind of fucking brain dead report is that? I mean, did you think they were gonna be happy?
Like, no shit, they're not happy. Even though we all know this isn't true, even if you're just making shit up, they're not happy because you're just making shit up.
Seriously, and when I originally sent these reports to you guys, my first wording was, "There's just no fucking way." You mean to
Like,
tell me you mean to tell me that's what Triple H has been cooking for a year? A whole redemption story to have Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk at WrestleMania? The fuck is that? So then we get to this report. Per Justin Barrasso of Sports Illustrated, I reported spoilers for Sports Illustrated yesterday regarding the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania 40. I reported that was detailed to me by previously reliable sources. It appears it was a deliberate attempt at misinformation or misinformation that is being spread through WWE itself. I apologize for the errors in yesterday's reports. When posting the reports, the entirety of the information needs to be accurate. First of all, I just want to say, I want to give praise to Justin Barrasso because it takes a lot of journalistic integrity to come out and say, especially in the wrestling space, to come out and say, "Hey, I was wrong. I was fed misinformation." Most of these motherfuckers start cursing at people on Twitter. "Fuck you. This was fed to me." No, Justin came out in a professional manner, and what I perceive happened here is Justin was fed fake shit to cause a bit of unpredictability in the Royal Rumble match. He was fed fake information. He was fed the bait. He took the bait. He reported it, and unfortunately, he failed the test. But Justin came out in a professional manner, said, "I apologize. I was fed wrong information by previously reliable sources, and I apologize for it, and my information needs to be accurate, and I apologize." That's the fucking props to Justin Barrasso. He's one of the better ones when it comes to this kind of thing. He's not cursing at people on Twitter, telling them, "Fuck you, this is just what I hear," arguing back and forth with fans. No, he came out in a professional manner, squashed the beef. We all knew it was bullshit anyway, but it was good. It's good on him to do. So I got to give him his flowers for that, man, cuz we rag on journalists a lot, but in this case, man, this is the kind of stuff that journalists need to have, and that is their journalistic integrity.
exactly, man. That's good to see. They take an accountability for what they release, man. It's good to see because that is very rare in the wrestling journalism landscape.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, man. So, moving on, some of the bigger news for the WWE this week. Dwayne Johnson, being that we were just talking about him, Dwayne Johnson has been appointed to the TKO Board of Directors and has been granted full ownership of the Rock trademark.
It's crazy.
It really is. It really is. Yeah, good on him. Good on him, I guess. I will say it's genuinely going to look a little ridiculous that somebody on the board of directors just so happens to headline WrestleMania, and if he does take the spot from Cody, which tomorrow night I'm assuming we'll get a lot more answers to that. Yeah, Rock, this is good, I guess, or remains to be seen, the amount of impact he will have made in the product, or lack thereof. But, yeah, I mean, this is, crazy, and like I said, it's just gonna be a little weird if somebody who just got appointed on the board of directors gets to headline WrestleMania as well.
Yeah, I don't think that would make many people in the back very happy. about that man. So yeah, I mean, good for him. And I think at this point we all know why he's gonna be on the board of directors. I wonder who he's gonna, in a way, be replacing. But yeah, it definitely wouldn't be a good look if he put himself in Mania.
100%, man. 100%. Yeah. So with that, PW Insider reports that WWE will be adding sports elements to their program, to its programming. Talent interviews will reflect this as well. The change has begun. In terms of the um sports centric elements to WWE.
Let's get that ranking system.
I had a feeling you were gonna make that joke. Uh,
Really?
sports centric can work, but it also can't work. If you look at it in the case of Tony Khan, it's completely fucking stupid because me. It's not like me and Sir K said the fucking shit or anything, but he's just gonna give people a bunch of useless wins, and the shows are gonna be filled with more wrestling. Um, just
Wrestling.
Yeah, seriously. So adding sports elements to it's not bad, but I will wait to give a further opinion on this to see what the sports elements are. But again, it's always tricky with this kind of thing because when you talk about sports centric elements, it could be very good, but it also
Yeah,
could be fucking horrendous. So you're really walking a thin line there.
exactly. It's all a matter of how they do it. And I hate WWE, so I think they'll do it pretty well, man. But fucking not Triple H, what the fuck? Tony Khan has scared me with that shit at this point, so
Serious, yes, he absolutely has, no question. No question. So that same day, WWE, that same day, man, WWE announced that WWE and TKO, WWE and TKO announced that WWE Raw will be airing on Netflix beginning in January 2025. This will mark the first time WWE Raw will leave linear television. According to CNBC, the deal for Raw on Netflix is for 10 years and a total of $5 billion, which accumulates to $500 million per year. WWE Raw's current deal with the USA Network will expire in October of 2024, according to Variety. Exactly where Raw will begin, or exactly where Raw will air between the end of that deal and the beginning of the Netflix deal is still to be determined. Personally, I think within those 3 to 4 months or whatever it is, I think it's going to be. I think they'll put it on Peacock. Personally,
yeah, yeah, definitely. I think they'll keep those on Peacock, man. But I like this move to Netflix, man. I like the sound of it. I like the
yeah.
way it's looking to go.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Yeah, that is huge money for WWE. And like I said, in their 4 month gap, because USA is not signing as far as we know, they're not signing any sort of small extension that gets WWE to January of 2025. But I think from October later this year to January when they go to Netflix, I honestly think it's just going to be on Peacock, just to
I
substitute,
think
what them not having any sort of television deal. But I like it. I like it, man. I like it. It looks as if Raw is not going to have any ads. As for that, there are heavy rumors. None of this for sure yet that we are going to be going down to 2 hours for Monday Night Raw.
2 hours, no commercials, man. That sounds perfect. That will make me want not only to watch it more, but to just enjoy the matches and shit way fucking more because I'm a guy that if my TV matches have commercials in them, no matter how good it is, I really can't get into the match. But with no commercials, I will be enjoying Raw 10 times more than I already do. So
Yeah.
that sounds really good to me.
Definitely. Definitely, man. Definitely. Yeah, it sounds really good. I love this move. We, talked about them possibly going to Amazon Prime Video, a couple weeks ago. Um, and I said it on there. Don't be surprised because WWE likes to be the first in their industry to do something. They like to be ahead of the curve on these kind of things, and we are we have been experiencing the slow, now mind you, it's not a fast death. It's going to and will be a very slow death of cable television. We've been experiencing the death of cable television for a long time. You can see that through the years, and things are moving to streaming, and things are moving to streaming. Streaming is the new way of the world, and WWE, like I said, they want to be ahead of the curve. They want to be the first in their industry to do shit like this, and that's exactly what I seen happening. It almost seemed a little unbelievable. So for that, I could have absolutely seen them staying on cable, but this didn't come as a shock to me at all. The Netflix aspect of it did. I didn't expect to see them go to Netflix, but they went to Netflix, and um, I'm cool with that, man. I like that a lot, actually, man. I like that a lot. And actually, for international fans, the WWE network is going to be shutting down, and all that stuff is going to be on Netflix now. Um, and dude, the more and more, time moves on, man. Nick Khan really, really is showing that he can step up to the plate for WWE, and he's fuck. In the beginning, it did not seem like it at all, but as time moves on, bro, it seems like this is one of the better hires that they've ever made.
He really has been, man. I love it. I actually really like this move, and I genuinely can't wait for it.
Absolutely, man. He may just be the most important con in wrestling nowadays, man.
He might be, dude. He might be.
So with that, according to CNBC, WWE Raw will reportedly be commercial free on Netflix. According to CNBC, Raw will be scripted around being ad free and won't have any stoppages for Netflix subscribers.
I like the sound of that, man. I really do.
Wow.
He really did use the shit on Nick Khan.
No, yeah,
Bro.
I couldn't stand Nick Khan, dude. I couldn't stand him at first, bro. I could not.
No, that man was a monster at first, but I think he mellowed out, man. He really did.
Yeah, and I also think too, like him getting away and, in my opinion, ratting out Vince McMahon.
In my opinion, I think he did.
I think so too, 100%. He definitely brought the rat into the light for sure. Um, uh, according to Fightful, it looks breaking just now. Another major sponsor looks to be moving on from WWE. Yeah, this is gonna continue to happen until they remove him. So that's crazy. But yeah,
That's insane.
yeah, Nick, bro, I couldn't stand that man working under that Vince McMahon administration, dude. All those fucking goofy moves he was doing, man. But dude, with the right administration, and apparently I found out Nick Khan is a guy that's he's I believe we reported on it a couple of times actually. Now that my memory serves me, back in the summer, he was one of the main advocates that pushed for international events because he knows how
Yeah,
much that market is worth.
exactly. He knows, and it's great to see, man. I'm glad we got him.
Definitely, man, definitely. And he's doing wonders for the company. And hey, I'll be the first to always admit when I was wrong. And the more time and time moves on, man, I was absolutely wrong about Nick Khan. He's doing wonders, bro. He really is.
He really is, man. It's great to see.
So yeah, that was the interesting Wednesday that WWE had. Actually, there was a little bit more on that Wednesday. According to Monthly Purors, They report that Kazuchika Okada appears to be WWE bound, possibly for the brand NXT. This absolutely sent people into an outrage. Personally, I do get, to an extent, where those people are coming from. Like, okay, Okada's a little up there in age. Okada is not really the demographic on what they want in NXT at the moment, unless you are a, main roster guy making the jump back down. But in terms of people they bring in, there's that. But I do understand that aspect of it. I mean, I get it's, to get used to the WWE system, but personally, it just seems a little absurd to see Okada in NXT and to miss out on that WrestleMania season. But I do get WrestleMania as one of his big dreams. And WWE is the kind of company, they want you to earn that. They don't want you to come in, in February and you accomplished your fucking goal 2 months later in April. So I could see that.
No.
And I don't completely hate Okada and NXT. Just me personally, I just think it's a little ridiculous to see him in NXT. That's just me. I just think he's just way too fucking big of a star to be in NXT. We're not in black and gold NXT anymore. Personally,
No.
I don't want to see him in NXT. And I get, it's for him to get used to the WWE system. I do get that. But aside from, I know WWE is going to want him to, they're going to want him to get a little bit more of English down. So there's that. But dude, I just don't, I don't know, man. I don't know about seeing him in NXT, but if that is what gets him in the door to WWE, I'd be all for it, because in my opinion, Kazuchika Okada needs to end up in WWE, personally. Do I think he's going to end up there? I don't fucking know. We get this report one day, the next day we get a different report, so you never know. But again, to me, I do get it, but to me, it just seems a little ridiculous seeing Okada in NXT.
Yeah, it's a little unnecessary, man. I get having them in the PC for a little bit. But in NXT, I don't really understand to see why they would do that, man. But, dude, these dirt sheets have no idea what's going on with Okada or Mercedes. They don't know where they're going. They have no clue. They're gonna throw their reports out every couple days of, oh, he's going to NXT. Oh no, now he's going to AEW. Oh no, now he's going to. They're just gonna keep doing it until they debut. So these people have no clue what's going on. So neither do we.
Right. Right. So yeah, man. Well, speaking of that, our one and only AEW story for the day. This comes from Wrestling Observer Newsletter. Regarding Kazuchika Okada and Mercedes Moné, the belief from the AEW side is that both will be starting soon. And when a WWE source asked when somebody asked a source from WWE if they were interested in Mercedes Moné, their response was, "We would like to, but that would be contract tampering," because they fully expect her in AEW. Mercedes is like in tweets, "I'll see you Saturday." Okada's crying at all of his final appearances in these venues, as if he knows he might not be there for a while. So there's so much to think about, dude. We've already obviously covered all the bases, but these like Sirke says, man, these dirt sheets are going to continue to go back and forth until somebody debuts, and then they're going to flaunt about how they were correct on that. So, yeah,
Exactly. Just because you send out both opportunities doesn't mean wherever you land, you got it right. That means you never knew from the beginning.
definitely, man. So, yeah, that is the news on Mercedes and Okada. The latest thing is they're going to AEW now, man. They're going to AEW. So, yeah, that's the newest. Speaking of more they just did the same thing with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Now they don't think he has signed a contract, even though a couple months ago they told us he re-signed with WWE. But they said in the report he hasn't signed yet, but some people believe he has. Which one is
So
it?
you don't know. So you literally just don't know.
Sure, yeah, exactly. So, according to Fightful Select, according to sources close to Finn Balor, his WWE contract is up this year, but they claim it is not immediately after WrestleMania, instead saying that it would be up within a few months of WrestleMania. Does Finn stay or does he go?
Yeah, I think he stays. There's a chance he could go. There is, due to his history and his friends.
Yeah.
But I could see him staying. He's a Triple H guy.
He is a Triple H guy, and after the breakup of the Judgment Day, however that may be, I feel like there could be some big stuff in line for Finn Balor for sure.
I think it's until till now. I think with how they handle his post Judgment Day run is how we could tell where he might go.
right, right. So yeah, for sure. Yeah, it really all depends on. I really think we'll start to see this take shape over the next couple months with the booking of him and the way they take the whole Judgment Day stuff. So yeah. Alrighty, man. So that is the news on Finn Balor's contract. And Drew McIntyre. Speaking of contracts, here we go again. BWE reports. This is the same guy that reported Cody Rhodes re-signed, which obviously, as of yesterday, they're trying to lock him down to a deal because, what I read was they were trying to lock him down to a deal, but they couldn't because sorry, I completely butchered that. They're trying to lock him down to a deal because they believe that he hasn't re-signed, although some in the company do believe that he has. So again, like Sir K said, that is just a more fancier way of saying I don't fucking know.
Literally. It's all you're saying is I have no fucking clue.
Basically, man. So, oh yes, Drew McIntyre. Yeah, BWE reports that Drew McIntyre has renewed his contract with the WWE. Look at that, man.
Man. That's
Um,
what I have at this point, man. And if it's true, I'm glad.
definitely, man. If this is true, man, Drew McIntyre. If this is true and Drew McIntyre has renewed his contract with WWE, he earned it. He's been one of the absolute most must-see parts of Raw. He's been one of the best parts of Raw. Over the course of the past couple months, and his character arc's been amazing, and I'm happy he got that contract because that would mean that the two sides had to have agreed on something. And in a contract year, the typical WWE act is to bury the talent and absolutely it's either that or they treat you really good, you resign, and then they start treating you like shit afterwards. But it's nice that throughout these whole negotiations and throughout everything, Drew McIntyre is still being treated great. So it's nice to see.
And it's nice to see people elevated before a contract's up, not in a superficial Vince McMahon way where it's just, hey, resign, where it's, we could do a lot with you if you do resign. You know what I mean? We still have a lot of value in you. and that's just great to see.
For sure. For sure, man. So, well, now talking about somebody getting released. No, guys, it's not Vince McMahon yet. Yesterday, Kevin Patrick has been released by the WWE per PW Insider. This comes after he was removed from SmackDown's commentary team earlier this week. Michael Cole is expected to take over his position for tomorrow's SmackDown until a permanent replacement is found. Damn.
Damn, that sucks, dude. We want him off commentary, not off a job.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, I thought he was just fine as a backstage interviewer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is gone from WWE. This sucks, obviously, to see somebody get put out of a job. Like I said, I don't know why they just didn't put him back in a backstage role, or like on a pre-show panel, or you know, I know they have Byron Saxton host the media scrums, but you could have found something for the guy, but ultimately WWE decided to get rid of him, and that was the decision they made. So the good part is he's off of commentary, and I'll tell you what, man, there's only one play-by-play commentator that you can get. Logan says it in the chat. Mauro, get Mauro Ranallo, bro. That man, bro, you gotta get Mauro and dude. Mauro and Corey, if they can put differences to the side, will be a fucking force to be reckoned with on Friday night, man. They will be so godlike, it's not even funny, man.
They really will, man. It'll be absolutely phenomenal, man. We need him back.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Please get Mauro Ranallo, man. Please. So, as for our final piece of news before we get on to the Royal Rumble predictions, WWE 2K24. So, who are your cover stars for WWE 2K24, you may ask? Here they are, man. Here they are. So, Cody Rhodes is the cover athlete for your standard edition. As you can see, the cover on your screen all the way, to your left. In the middle, you're looking at the deluxe edition cover for WWE 2K24. And for on the far right, you are looking at the cover for the 40 years of WrestleMania edition of the game, man. All pretty nice covers. The Cody one, it's nice. It's a nice cover. It's just the placement of it is a little weird, to be honest. Like, I don't know why there's 4 Codys on there. I don't know what the point of that was. And I don't know. It's just all kind of positioned a little weird to me, but I do like it a lot more than when I first looked at it. I love the Bianca and Rhea one, and I love the 40 years of WrestleMania one.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Yeah, the Cody one's kind of weird. I don't really like the placement or kind of the color scheme. Yeah, you think with Cody you do more of like a red, white, and blue theme for his cover. Thought that would look. And I also don't really like the logo just kind of being, you know, vertical like that. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, not the biggest fan. I like Cody being on it. I think that's phenomenal. But it's kind of weird. The way they did it. Like you said, I like the Bianca and Rhea Ripley one. I like the reddish pink and the purple. I think that contrasts really well. And I absolutely hate that WrestleMania one. I think that is one of the ugliest fucking.
Oh,
I don't know
wow.
why they drew them so weird. I think that is absolutely hideous.
I actually really
I,
like the 40 years of Mania one. I like everybody they chose, and I like the art that they went with.
I like the people and I like the placement of everybody, but like the way they drew them, I just don't like it.
Fair, fair. Well, you're entitled to your opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, yeah, but I mean, yeah, I also to touch on the yeah, I don't know how I feel about the vertical thing either. I don't know how I feel about
Yeah.
the 2K24 being vertical either.
I think it works for the Rhea Ripley and Bianca one because it's like in the middle between those
Mm,
two. For the Cody one, it's like the fuck, like why is that shit vertical? Why is he just his eyes are literally just locked on the WWE logo, and it just looks weird.
right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, for in terms of these, if I were to rank them, I would probably rank the Bianca and Rhea one, then 40 years of WrestleMania, then the Cody one. Personally, how about you
Mm.
though?
Probably the Bianca and Rhea, Cody, and then the Mania one.
Nice, nice, nice. So that is the covers for WrestleMania. Or that is the covers for the WrestleMania edition, Deluxe edition, and Standard edition of WWE 2K24. Now, with the Standard edition, that's priced at $70. That comes with just nothing. It just comes with the pre-order bonuses, which is Undashing, Mask, Cody Rhodes, and Stardust. 1976 version of Dusty Rhodes, Superstar Billy Graham, and 3 special My Faction cards. That releases 3 days after the special editions, which the special editions release on March 5th. The deluxe edition, priced at $99.99 on all platforms. That includes PS5, Xbox Series S and X, and it's also priced at $60, the standard edition for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. But the deluxe edition is $100 on all platforms. Releases on March 25th. Includes all pre-order bonuses and all 5 DLC packs. Plus, My Rise, Mega Boost, and Supercharge, Gold Rarity, Rhea Ripley, and Bianca Belair, My Faction card, and alternative attires for Bianca and Rhea. And the 40 Years of WrestleMania edition is priced at $120 on all platforms. Releases on March 5th. All content in Deluxe Edition. It comes with all the content in the Deluxe Edition, plus instant unlocking of showcase characters and alternate characters and gold My Faction cards and a WrestleMania 40 arena. Oh, wow. Damn. Wait. WrestleMania 40? 40 wouldn't even happen yet. How the fuck are they going to do that?
They're just gonna make some shit up.
I guess. Unless they
Or
already gave them the blueprints.
which in that case kind of fucking ruins the reveal of the Mania stage. It's kind of weird. I don't know why
Yeah.
they just don't like release it like Day of Mania or something.
So normally, I would come on here and shit on 2K, right? Well, based off what we are seeing, this is pretty interesting.
Oh. It's coming later in the year. Okay, that makes more sense.
Gotcha. I was gonna say. Okay. So this 2K, man, looks very interesting. I don't know, man. I might have to pick this one up, bro. 2K23 kind of just felt like 2K22. In terms of, I mean, they added war games, but there's really, other than that, there's really no fun match types to do, right? So unless maybe one day me and Sir K will run the Expedition of Gold for you
We
guys.
could. We might have to, bro.
Exactly. Run through our tournaments for every piece of tag gold in the game. So that might be interesting. So obviously they have the 2K showcase of the Immortals for nice little play on words there. Like, WrestleMania is the showcase of the Immortals, and 2K has 2K showcase. I don't know if anybody got that, but anyways, new match types and improvements on existing match types. Players asked, and 2K24 delivers with 4 new chaotic match types: special guest referee, ambulance match, casket match, and a gauntlet match. In addition, the backstage brawl now features 4-player support and the new interactive environmental elements, including a working elevator, breakable control room glass. Some would say that would be real glass. And a vending machine with throwable sodas, while the Royal Rumble now offers to support for 8 online superstars in the 30 superstar online match. All of the familiar WWE 2K match types such as War Games, Extreme Rules, TLC, Submission, Hell in a Cell, and many more are also returning. More details on how each match type will be shared soon.
It looks good, dude. That looks good. I like the match types. I like the vibe I get. Even the random little stuff I've heard, like you can move the camera during matches, and there was just
Yeah.
better camera angles during like match. I like that. I like the sound of that a lot.
Definitely, bro. They also added features of super finishers. They added super finishers for another new feature for the game. My GM, if I'm looking through it now, it says more championships, blah blah blah. Superstar contract. Yeah. Okay, so my GM still looks like it's shit. I think they did say that they've been looking for a way to do online GM for a while, so I'm assuming we'll get that in the coming years, but I don't think we're gonna get it this year.
Bro,
Creation Suite, you can, let's see. Creation Suite, you can create a referee and create a sign, as well as new parts and animations, design custom superstars, GMs, arenas, entrances, movesets, championships, and more. Um, and that was pretty much yeah. And then on top of the stuff Sir K said, like the changing of the camera angles and stuff like that, looks to be all that stuff looks to be very promising for 2K24. And yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited to see what comes of this game, man. I'm pretty excited to see what comes of it. And yeah, but I'll tell you, man, they really gotta hone in on that GM mode. They really gotta make that something great, because they've failed it since they brought it back.
exactly, man. Exactly. GM mode they made it trash. I don't know how you make GM mode trash and universe mode the better mode, but they did it. They fucking managed to do that shit, man. But overall, game was pretty good this year, I'm not gonna lie. And plus, even the other creative sweet stuff we're getting, like signs, that's fun.
Yeah.
Um, Gonna make some Gunther signs, man. I can't wait. I'm excited for the game, dude. I really am.
Definitely, bro. Definitely, man. Definitely going to be interesting for sure. So, yeah, that is the news and improvements of WWE 2K24, man, which is very interesting. So, now that is all said and done, it's time to talk about the Royal Rumble. It's time to talk about the Royal Rumble, man. So, let's see. Alrighty. So, we're starting you guys off with Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens for the United States Championship. Yeah, for me this is an easy Logan Paul victory. I think Logan Paul's carrying that championship into WrestleMania.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I think it's obvious Logan Paul win, and I think his reign is gonna continue on.
Definitely, man. I definitely think he's headed for he's got a one-way ticket to LA for WrestleMania season. So, yeah.
Hey,
Logan, you know, it's very egotistical for you to just type your name in chat like we don't already know your name.
Like, we know your name, dude.
Like,
Come on.
please. Please. For the love of God. The next match is the Fatal 4-Way match for the WWE Universal Undisputed Heavyweight Championship of the world.
God fucking hell, can they shorten that fucking thing's name?
I think it is
Just
just
call
called the WWE Championship now, but it doesn't help.
okay.
WWE made a title that literally says Undisputed Champion under the WWE logo, but I know people are referring to it as the WWE Championship now, so
Yeah, it's just they just messed up that title situation. Oh fuck, when they did all that shit. But it's an obvious fucking Roman Reigns retained for me.
really, you're telling me you don't want to see Randy win the title and have Cody beat Randy at Mania for the title?
Sounds like dog shit. I don't know why anybody wants that.
Seriously. Yeah, this is an easy Roman Reigns victory. Obviously, Roman Reigns is carrying that belt into WrestleMania, maybe even after WrestleMania. Roman Reigns will be carrying that title. So we'll just have to wait and see. But obviously, Roman Reigns is retaining and carrying the belt into Mania. So that's it. And as for the other match, the first of Royal Rumble matches on the show, we have the women's Royal Rumble match. We have the women's Royal Rumble match here on the card. This one's interesting, man. This one's interesting. I believe you got Bianca Belair in the match, man. Who do you see? Do you see any surprises?
I can, if depending. I mean, the dirt sheets have no clue, but maybe we could get a Mercedes. I think definitely we'll get like a Jade Cargill
Yeah.
debut. I could definitely see her. Hopefully, I've heard that like there was a rumor killer on Trinity being able to show up to the show even if she could, but I'm not too sure about that. At the end of the day, it is dirt sheets. They don't know. But Trinity would be really nice. But I think the only one to me that's like really guaranteed that I could think of is Jade.
Definitely, man. Definitely. If you really wanted me to dig deep into my bag, what's the possibility we don't see a one-off appearance from Mrs. AJ Lee?
Especially apparently earlier today, Mercedes fucking on her Instagram story posted a picture of those two of their renders together.
Yeah. Interesting.
So
Mercedes is always one I'm keeping in the back of my mind. So I'm keeping Mercedes in the back of my mind. Like I said, Mrs. AJ Lee. Jade Cargill, I think's a lock. I think we're absolutely gonna see. So I think they'll do the classic thing with Jade where they'll put her in the Rumble. They'll have her kind of hang around NXT, and then I think after that, she will officially get called up night after Mania. That's what I think. But I definitely think we see Jade. I did hear that the Undertaker and Michelle McCool were in Tampa, so we could always end up seeing Michelle McCool as a surprise.
I
In
could see that.
there.
I could Tiffany Stratton, I think, was posting about like a gear of hers, so I could see her showing up for a little one off.
Yeah, I could absolutely see a bunch of those NXT women as well being in there. Roxanne Perez, I think she's in line for a call up sometime after Mania. Same thing with Tiffany Stratton. I mean, it's kind of a little ridiculous. You have these women in NXT as it is, but I could see them. I could see them being in there. But as for the winner, Liv Morgan is another one.
Yeah,
Liv
yeah,
Morgan, I think, is another one I think we'll see return. But in terms of winners, if I were to pick a second second guess, my second guess would be Becky. My first guess and my end prediction is going to be Bayley. I think Bailey wins that. I think she teases fighting Rhea Ripley, almost like Batista did, with the Evolution whole thing. I think she's gonna tease facing Rhea Ripley because why would she face Io? Io's her friend, but I think she's gonna then have that falling out with Io, and then she's gonna go after the championship at WrestleMania and dethrone Io. Which I love that Io was not used as a transitional champion. She actually ended up carrying that championship into or it looks like she's actually going to be carrying that championship into WrestleMania, which is awesome to see.
Definitely, man. It's really awesome to see, and I have to agree with you. I think my main prediction is definitely Bailey. My secondary would more than likely, if obviously they show up like a Mercedes. But overall, my main prediction for the Women's Rumble is definitely Bailey.
Definitely, man, definitely. And so, with the obviously next match, is the men's Royal Rumble. Any guesses on surprises, bro?
I think we
This
know
one's
who's not
interesting.
going to show up. It is, man. It is. I think we know who's not going to show up. But for people who will show up,
MJF.
it's it.
Gotta lo-
Or
gotta love the
other people.
community.
Oh, they're so stupid.
Oh man.
Oh, God. I don't know, dude. It's kind of tough this year. They kind of, I mean, it all depends on if they sign a couple certain people. Obviously, if they sign them, we could see like an Okada or something. But
I don't think
like,
he. I think he's got till January 31st.
damn, they got his ass. Okay,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Um, it's tough, dude. For the men out here, I really can't think of any surprises this year. Like most of the guys are already here. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, it's tough, dude. I really can't think of many surprises. I really can't.
I have a couple in mind. I think we'll see Sammy return. I think
Mm,
we'll see Rey Mysterio return from injury. I think we will see. I know there's been rumors of X Pac for a while. So there's
I
that.
can see it.
I think we'll see Andrade,
Oh
bro.
yeah.
If we fuck, I swear to God, if fucking Hogan comes out there and starts doing his shit, I'm actually kind of anticipating that because I need a good laugh. I need a good
Oh,
laugh
dude,
for my Royal Rumble, and I just need to see him just cranking his fucking ear up and fucking hulking up and doing his fucking thing, dude. Oh
that is
man,
so hilarious.
that will be so funny. That will actually make my night. I really need to see Hogan, and then seeing him get thrown out is gonna be so funny.
Oh, dude, seeing him fucking would either be Cody or Gunther more than likely, just tossing his ass over.
Oh man,
Oh, that'd still be hilarious,
too
dude. I
funny.
hope he shows up just to make me laugh.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I think we see Andrade. I think we see Andrade tomorrow. Uh, this one's interesting. And no, I don't want to hear. No, no, he's not clear. He's not clear because you don't fucking know. The only people that would know are Triple H and people of that caliber. Big E.
I could see it. I think so, dude. I really think so. I forgot that one.
We're in Tampa. This is where he's from. He recently, he did an interview saying, bones connect to the other bones. It's about me making the right decision now. Does he want to make that decision? I don't know. They've been making New Day very prominent figures on Monday Night Raw. I think Big E will get a huge pop. Um, if I were to give a prediction, um, I obviously nobody knows for sure. Just have to reiterate that for the fucking morons in the back. But I think we see him. I think we see
I
Big
think
E.
so.
Yeah, I think we see Big E.
Because
Mhm.
they're literally building it up that the rest of the New Day is outnumbered by one with the group they're in a feud with. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, yeah. So it's gonna be
And
interesting,
Jake,
man.
you just solved the problem of who eliminates fucking Hulk Hogan. Omos, right there. That'll be legendary.
Oh, bro.
Fucking legendary. And those two face off
Do a
in
face
the
off
red
with fucking
carpet.
Hogan and Omos. Oh, bro, feet in the streets.
Oh shit, it really will be. I can't lie.
I'm telling you, all I need is to see Hogan out there just doing his fucking thing, bro.
Dude,
Oh, that's gonna be
dude,
hilarious, bro.
because you know he's gonna be out there fucking feeling himself and
Oh,
working
you
out.
know it. Oh, there's not a bigger Hogan mark than Hulk Hogan than Terry Bollea. So,
Dude, he's gonna work out there for
oh,
himself.
bro, it's gonna be fucking great, man. It's gonna be great. So, um, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think so. Yeah, Andrade, Sammy, Ray, Biggie are just a few these small list of names. Oh, NXT guys as well. I think we see Braun. I think we see Carmelo. There's a chance we could see Ilya. I know sometimes they like to put the NXT champ in there. So you know I could see Ilya. Um, maybe Trick.
Right.
Yeah, guys of that caliber. But as for your final predictions, as a for a second guess and a final prediction, who do you got?
For my second guess, I gotta agree with Logan. I think it could more than likely be Cody, and I could definitely see Gunther being like a secondary second. That makes sense. Um, so those, I really got Cody as like a de facto. Like if we can't do who the winner is, then we're going with Cody. But overall, my winner of who I think is gonna win the Royal Rumble is definitely CM Punk. Chicago Phil. I think he's gonna fucking. We're gonna see him Netflix and Phil in 2025, dude. And I think he's gonna win the Royal Rumble.
Definitely, dude. Definitely. So there was a lot of feuds that I could see, getting started in the Rumble. You look at Jay and Jimmy. Had you had asked me this 2 days ago, I would have told you Brock Lesnar and Gunther. Um, uh, whatever Drew McIntyre is doing at WrestleMania, I could see that being started at Royal Rumble. But for my second guess, I'm gonna say Cody. For my first guess, I'm going to say Chicago Phil. Cody is interesting because it's not even just a factor of, it's not even it's for Cody. It's not even a factor of anything that really has to do with him. It kind of has to do with Seth. So the feud with
Yeah,
Punk and Seth, are they really going to want Punk to win the Rumble and then come out for, kind of, are they really going to want Punk to win the Rumble and go on to build the feud by himself, or are they going to cut it a little closer to WrestleMania and have Punk win the Elimination Chamber to make sure that the feud isn't the feud's not too long to where Seth can actually participate in it?
yeah, I get what you mean by that. That's very possible.
So that is a very interesting possibility and a different way of looking at it. But overall, I think CM Punk wins the Royal Rumble. He goes on to main event night one against WrestleMania, night one of WrestleMania against Seth Rollins, and then Cody will go on to win the Elimination Chamber because I don't know if you guys remember, but last year WWE did a thing in the Women's Royal Rumble match where the final four got spots in the Elimination Chamber. I really like that aspect, and I think I think that's a perfect way to get Cody will be in there. Forgot about Naomi. That's a possibility as well, but we'll just have to wait and see, man. But yeah, so my second guess is going to Cody, and then my original or my final prediction is going to CM Punk. But we have a very, very interesting Royal Rumble ahead of us, man. Very unpredictable Royal Rumble here, man, and I love it.
I do, man. I really like how it's looking this season, man. And I can't wait, dude. I really can't wait.
Absolutely, man. So that is the news or that is the predictions for the Royal Rumble, man. We will be on here live tomorrow night with the Royal Rumble review. Tonight with the Royal Rumble review. We do have that up on the channel now as a scheduled live stream. So hey, during the show, if you want to jot your thoughts down in the comment section, please feel free. That comment section is open. You know, I mean, it's open now, so you guys go comment there if you want. But hey, if you guys want to comment your thoughts on the Royal Rumble tomorrow, you can do it there. But yeah, man, so that is going to do it for this loaded episode of the news we had here today for you guys, man. This has been episode 198. And with that, man, that is going to do it for this edition of the Notorious Heels podcast, man. It has been always a pleasure for my Johnny Mayhem.
And I, Sir K.
And that is going to do it for this edition of the news. Thank you guys so very much. Thank you guys so very much from the bottom of my heart, man. Thank you guys. We love you guys. Thank you for being here. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you guys tomorrow night with the 2024 WWE Royal Rumble official review. See you guys tomorrow night.
Peace.
I used to get pills on the bitch. Now I throw shields on the dick to stop me from that HIV shit. And niggas know they soft like a Twinkie fillin', playing the villain, prepare for this rap killing. Biggie Smalls is the illest. Your style is played out like Arnold when what you talking about, Willis? The thrill is gone, the black Frank White is here to excite, throw dick to dice. Bitches are like I'm brainless, guns are like I'm